One home has been destroyed in a bushfire burning near Forster on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. We have our reporters standing by at key locations. Let's go live firstly to Charlotte Mortlock, who's at the Rural Fire Service headquarters in Sydney. And Charlotte, what warnings are currently in place?
Yeah, Danica, we've got around 60 bushfires burning across New South Wales at the moment. The main one of concern is a bushfire burning in Faleford Road, and that's in the Forster Tuncurry region. Now, that unfortunately has actually already destroyed one home there, and there is an emergency warning in place. For that bushfire, the advice from the Rural Fire Service is if you are in Darrawonk, Corrigan or Hallidays Point, you should seek shelter in a solid structure as the fire front approaches. If you are in the Tuncurry Forster area, be alert for falling embers that may create spot fires and threaten properties. Also be aware that road closures are in place. Now, just a moment ago, a second bushfire was also elevated to an emergency warning. Now, that fire is also burning on the mid-north coast of New South Wales, not far from this fire burning at Faleford Road. This is called a Riley Creek bushfire. So if you are in that area, please be cautious as well. We've got around 4 other bushfires that are on a watch and act level. That's in an area of Kempsey, an area near Armidale, one at Narrabri, and also one in the Clarence Valley of New South Wales. So we've got over 1,000 firefighters working to try and contain these blazes. Of course, it has been not only a busy day today, but really a busy few weeks for firefighters. And because of that, we've seen extra efforts brought in from other states because our firefighters locally here are so exhausted from trying to contain these blazes over the past month or so. We've also got around 70 firefighting aircraft in the air. 2 of those are our large air tankers.
A tough day for sure. Thank you, Charlotte. Let's go live now to Julia Bradley, who's in Casino. Julia, what are conditions like on the ground?
Well, Danica, a severe weather warning for damaging winds has been issued for many parts of New South Wales, including the Hunter region, Illawarra, as well as Sydney. These areas, they are experiencing winds of 50 to 70 kilometres per hour, as well as gusts up to 100 kilometres per hour. Now, we know with bushfires, it's not just these strong winds that we need to be worried about. It's also these searing temperatures. Some low-lying areas of the state experiencing temperatures into the mid-30s. Now, we did hear an update from New South Wales RFS from Rob Roger. He said that some lightning strikes that affected the state last night coming up from Victoria, they sparked new fires.
Well, look, we've got obviously still the underlying drought. We've got quite a warm day. It's very, very dry. And then we're getting these really strong west-northwesterly winds, and they're gusting up to 100 kilometres an hour in some spots. So that's obviously caused major problems. We also had a lightning storm went through quite late last night from the Victorian border all the way through Canberra and further north. So we're getting other fires starting there.
So these winds are expected to peak in Sydney and the Hunter region this afternoon before easing into the night. We will see a cool change sweep through that should reach Sydney by 3 p.m. and the Hunter region by 5 p.m. Now, this change, it will be quite dry, which means it will bring the possibility of thunderstorms, which, as we know, is a risk to firefighting efforts. There's about a 20 to 30% chance of some scattered showers northeast of Tamworth this afternoon. And, of course, a total fire ban does remain in place for much of the state. And firefighters are very much on alert because of the devastation we saw at Rappville and Drake several weeks ago, where that elderly couple perished in those fires in their isolated home in Coomba. Now, the advice for residents in these areas is certainly to keep up to date with all the latest warnings and also to report any suspicious activity.
Julia, thank you. Appreciate the update.